we go. Here we go. You ever been, I don't know, attracted to your cousin? Oh!
Banjo intensifies. Oh, baby. We here.
We gyrate.
Oh, okay. I guess you in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GP. It is. It's Rachel's art.
It is art.
Sure. It is.
Right? The shirt just arrived. I don't know what took it so long, but it just got here.
Oh, we here. Oh, we
Jess
here.
saw it, and she's like, what the hell is that?
Lore is deep as Jess is rocking a Grossi Posse hoodie. I've seen the Grossi Posse hoodie shows. I've seen it. I've seen it. Folks, welcome to another Wednesday edition of GPS. We got some stuff to talk about. We're going to go through the power rankings. I don't even want to know what monstrosity Brandon Perna created. Don't even want to know. Don't even want to know. I don't know if there's going to be 10 teams, 12 teams, 14 teams, if there's going to be teams that are going to be on the outlier, if there's going to be teams that are going to be in brackets, if there's going to be two teams that are going to be sharing the same spot. I have no freaking fracking idea, but we're going to talk about it. We're also going to take a look at the current playoff standings, which teams could miss the playoffs. Also, clinching scenarios for week 15 is what we're going to be doing. All of these things and more on today's GPS.
Wow.
I did not.
I have not seen it yet, but I heard I'm referenced in it probably a couple times.
I heard there was a secret chord.
Secret chord?
Yeah, that David played and it pleased the Lord.
What?
But you don't really care for music, do you?
I like music.
It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah.
Sounds like a church song.
Never saw Shrek?
You think I remember the song
You ever
from
see
Shrek?
Someone asked me that the other day, and they were like, you recited like that entire quote. How many times did you see that movie? I was like, oh, I saw it once. I saw it a couple years ago. They're like, how? Like, I don't know. Think we're taking it a little too literal? I don't know. He told us to comb the desert, so we're combing it. That's it. I did hear about that. I did. Leonard Cohen, baby. That's a great rendition too. That's a great rendition.
Leonard Cohen.
It is. It's great. We can play it on here. It's fine. All right, Brandon. How you doing?
Oh, we're alive.
I hear that. That's good.
Yeah. I'm just, the Broncos have been officially eliminated over this last week.
Yep.
So it's like, now what? Now I just wait for a new coach, some crazy offseason moves. Is Tom Brady going to hit free agency? Like, what kind of mess am I looking at this offseason?
Tom Brady going to the Broncos.
No, dear God.
Dude.
He could be Russell Wilson's backup.
Buddy, I'm telling you, just think of the content. You would hit 1 million subscribers next year. You'd hit 1 million. If Tom Brady was your quarterback, you could suck it up for a year and just be like, you know what? I get a gold play button.
Why? So my offense could be scoring a whole 2 points per game more with Tom Brady?
Listen, Brendan, at that point, the content's going to be so golden. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
I
fine.
disown my team if Brady comes here until he's gone.
I want to know what team you go to then.
You see this? I would just put a black curtain over all of this Broncos gear until
I would want to see that. I would want to see that.
Son of a gun is gone.
I
I
saw
would
that.
not root for him if Tom Brady came here. I just wouldn't.
Damn.
That would break me as a man, as a fan, as a stan. Oh, speaking of fans, Tom. Oh boy. One of my favorite things I've seen in a long time.
What do you got?
Is this Cleveland Browns fan just holding on.
My man had a rough night. My man had a rough day. He was just listen.
He got White Claw wasted, man.
The best part is like because that clip's long. There's like a minute clip of him.
I cut
doing
out
that.
more than half of it.
Yeah, and at the very end, he's just like,
yeah,
he almost falls, and it's just like, need some more White Claw. Listen,
yeah.
If you're a Browns fan, you know, like you get a free pass.
Yeah,
you know,
respect, man. If that's how you got to get
on White Claw at the stadium, what else you got? You know, why not?
The Browns aren't even the worst team in football. You know what I mean? It's
just morally.
Yeah,
just morally, you know?
They are soulless, but
morally, it's a little rough. It's a little rough out there. So, not wrong. What? Let's go. Yes, the PO box. I think it's in my descriptions in the videos, just not the streams. It should be there.
Yeah, actually, I want to go back to this. Is an interesting thing to discuss here. Okay.
Oh, about this Sharp thing.
Sharp?
Is that what you were talking about?
No.
Oh, the super chat. They were asking your opinion. This one.
How do you feel about the shot Skip took at Shannon Sharp? Him saying Brady is better and Sharp was weak for retiring at 35.
I feel like he doesn't even believe what he says at this point, right? No. Like it has to be just for clicks and BS.
Yeah,
because
they're on the same page.
Yeah,
like you and I could do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it'd be like, you're not as good as Tom Brady, Tom at
you're
football.
Right.
And you'd be like, screw you, man.
Nah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, but guess what? We're both as successful as each other in marriage, so gotta
boom. At least I got
Brady, I might not be better than you athletically, but
yeah.
Just saying.
It's not even a debate you can have if we're talking about Shannon Sharp and Tom Brady as who's a better football player because they play different positions. Like vastly different. Shannon Sharp's one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Tom Brady's top 20 quarterback all time. And
you're like Baker Mayfield's right underneath him, but barely.
This last week, Baker was better. So
they're both the same because they both did nothing. And then at the very end, they're like, we got this.
Yeah. What's funny is actually Shannon Sharp's one of the few guys. I don't even know how old he is now, but you could say he's in better shape than Tom Brady at his age. Sharp's still ripped. He still looks young. He's got an insane workout routine where he actually lifts weights instead of, some gummy pliable bands that he's just stretching his joints so his ACL never tears. I don't know. What Sharp's done after football to that body is also very impressive. But again, we're talking let's compare Shannon Sharp to other. You want to really start a shit storm in Broncos country? Let's compare Shannon Sharp to Travis Kelce. That's where the real debate goes.
Ooh.
What I wanted to do, what I was going to bring up, Tom, was Buns of Anarchy said the Pats will miss the playoffs if our offensive coordinator doesn't step up. And I was thinking about this week for some reason.
Offensive coordinator.
Yeah, because it's Matt Patricia's doing the job. And what I was thinking is we like to just poo-poo on Josh McDaniels, right? Because he's kind of like a troll. And not an internet troll, like a literal troll.
Under a
bridge.
Look
at him and you're just like, this guy makes me feel uncomfortable for some reason. He's been a sort of just bland personality, caught cheating several times, screwed over the Colts, all this stuff. He's pretty unlikable by almost all football fans. And he takes the head coaching job with the Raiders. They look horrible at times, but they're putting it together a little bit.
Sure.
what gets lost in that is I think Mac Jones was playing very good football because of Josh McDaniels as an offensive coordinator with the Patriots. That relationship works because Mac Jones has played a lot worse this year compared to last season. That's the big change, right? McDaniels leaves. They throw Patricia in, who, what does he do? We don't know. Why did he go
he's
from
got a
defense
pencil in
to
his ear?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the play sheets are laminated too, so I don't think a pencil would work on there, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. Outside of that, though, I think their offense has more problems than just offensive coordinator. That would be my take.
I've had the unfortunate pleasure of streaming a bunch of Patriots games this year. And I mean, I know you and I did one when we did about against the Vikings, but yeah, no, there's lots of things wrong because their run game is good. Like, it's solid. I know Stevenson is injured now, but I don't know what the severity of that is. But like, they're good, but the weapons that they have, I mean, Parker went out early in that game, so that hurt as well. The offensive line is not good. That's kind of been a struggle because you go look and see Mac Jones has to be, if I had to guess, like a top 5 sacked QB this year.
I don't know.
There's times where he's getting like sacked 6 times a game. Hold on. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this.
You gonna get it right?
All right. So 2022, he has been sacked. He's been sacked 26 times already. Why did I think it was a lot more than that? I swear to God, there was games where he got like killed.
No, Russell Wilson is now the most sacked
there you
quarterback.
Go. That's why. It's because it's honestly both Jet games were 6 times a freaking game. That's why. It was 12 times in those 2 games.
Okay. So almost a half of his sacks came in the 2 that you were watching.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably why. All right. So he's 26. Okay. So yeah, he did miss some games. Okay. So all right. Got it. Okay. So yeah, 2, 3, 6, 4, 6, 3, 1, 1. All right. So it was literally the 2 games. That's my mistake. That's just bias from the games that I was watching.
What a reference, Jim. I remember purchasing that CD.
Butthole Surfers. That's a throwback, man. Let's go.
They were all in love with dying. They were drinking from a fountain that was pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain. Nailed it.
Crushed it. Honestly, you crushed it. But yeah, Mac Jones, but the offensive line hasn't been that great. The run game is their strength there. And like, they have playmakers, but I mean, you saw Mac Jones. When was it? When did he get that clip go viral? When he was saying like the quick game effing sucks.
Yeah.
It was like a couple weeks ago, right?
It was literally last. One.
Guess what? Guess what they did a whole lot of against the Cardinals? The same exact thing. And I mean, their offense didn't really do much. It was their defense that was like dominant as the game went on. But no, the quick game. And like, it's so funny because I see that and then I see the Buccaneers offense. And right now they're both doing the same thing. Except, when they're not able to run the ball, the Patriots, they go the same exact thing. It's just check down behind the line of scrimmage. Like, it's just the same thing. And maybe you take a shot. Like, you took one big shot to Hunter Henry that wound up working out. But yeah.
The Bucs offense, like the difference this season compared to the last 2 is when they do take shots, they're hitting like normally Tom Brady taking a deep shot, regardless of the team. It's like going to work like 90% of the time, right? He's going to hit the dude. The guy's going to make a crazy catch. It's just going to work there's going to be a pass interference penalty. That's like that's the holy trinity of Tom Brady's success.
Yeah.
Okay. Accuracy, insane catch, help from the refs. This year, he's been off target. Guys have dropped a lot of footballs and they haven't been bailed out by the officials as much. So that's a big reason the Bucs offense isn't working. And Tom's just getting old. The Patriots with Mac Jones, you're just suffering with a young quarterback. Like in the power rankings, I just stumbled upon the stat that Baker Mayfield has more touchdown passes this season than Mac Jones and like 2 fewer picks. So, like, how many games has Baker Mayfield even started? That's how bad the Patriots. If Baker Mayfield were running their offense, where would they be? I don't know.
God.
But they're right now. They have the final spot in
the 7
AFC
seed
wild card. So,
but they have some games that are coming up that are not going to be pleasant for them. I mean, they are definitely on like that bubble of teams that could easily not make it. Like, because it's their defense that is keeping them alive. Because they got the Raiders, which I think will be like a decently tough game. But we'll see. The Bengals, which probably will kill them. Then they have the Dolphins and the Bills, and who else knows? The Dolphins are another team to talk about because that's going the wrong way real quick. And then, the Bills at the very end. So there's a good shot that they don't make it. So I saw Zach Wilson got promoted to QB2. He's going to be the backup. Sure.
The one thing I wanted to say about the Patriots this season, they feel like the most inconsistent Patriots team I've seen in a long time. And since Brady left, it's been weird. They've had Cam Newton, they get Mac Jones involved, but it's on every level. They've been inconsistent. We've seen special teams make blunders, and the defense has carried them. But the defense has also had 3 games where they've given up more than 30 points.
Yeah.
Maybe that's happened to the Patriots over the last couple of years, but as good as their defense has been, they've laid some goose eggs, and Mac Jones just hasn't been good enough to carry him over that. And it seems like they were better with Bailey Zappi too. Like, I don't know why they're stuck on Jones.
So there was a comment that was made by Belichick. I want to say it was like last week or something, that he basically said like it'd be impossible to like make these big shifts or switches now, like this late in the season. I think Belichick is kind of like, listen, let's stay with what consistently works. If it works out, cool. If it doesn't work out, then like we know for next season. But
he's trying to make Mac Jones look better so they can trade him. That's what he's doing.
Maybe. He's just going to be the new Colts QB. I don't know. Like,
what are you going to do, Belichick, if you can't trade away your spare parts to the Browns and the Lions? They used to bite. They used to bite on those trades. No more. Lions are too smart and too good. Well, the Browns might still bite.
I will say,
Jamie Collins? We'll give you everything for Jamie Collins again?
I will say, Matthew Judon should be in a Defensive Player of the Year conversation.
Oh, yeah, he's been good.
He's phenomenal. Like, he has been really, 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 really good. So, yeah, just want to say that. All right, you want to get to power rankings, and then we'll talk about some teams that are in jeopardy of
on the bubble.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, what were our power rankings? Well, let's see.
We're about to find out.
Ooh, too fast. Didn't look at it.
Why? You basically are gaslighting me every week because you gave me a look. We're like, no, Tom, what you talking about? I have 14 teams. Never. Perna, the playoffs haven't even started yet. Why are we doing 14 teams?
Because we're getting close to the playoffs. I did it like this last year, so don't even say I'm trying to pull some tomfoolery. Okay?
No, you're not. I mean, I can't.
It's like, hey, let's talk about the teams that may or may not get in. And
let's go. Let's just So our number
1 and 2. Look at us. We're like the Eagles and Niners. The NFC coming up.
I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, the 49ers, I think they literally can just put you and I back there at QB, and like we'd still like have a shot. We wouldn't have to do much. As long as I can hand a ball off and like throw it like 3 yards, I think I could be okay.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Okay, I can't imagine why. But the Lions are in both of ours in the top 10. You put them at 7, I put them at 8.
Boom. What I wanted to say about the 49ers is we had them much lower last week, right? Because we just weren't sure about Brock Purdy yet.
I think I'm like 6 week or something like that. Yeah.
So they jumped to 2 because we're like, we just don't know about Brock Purdy. Never seen him, barely ever heard of him. He's getting a start. He goes in first play of the game. He just gets rocked and then delivers. He delivers. They destroyed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It wasn't like a close game that they survived with Brock Purdy. They thrived with Brock Purdy. So that's why they go to 2, because their defense has been really, really good all season.
Been lights out.
And now they lose, like this week, so they play Thursday. And at this point in the year, the NFL still doing Thursday night games is BS. Like, this is what they added. They add another game, and then they're doing Thursday night games week 15. Teams that are in playoff races, banged up from the previous 14 games in the year. And now Brock Purdy, he's going to be a game time decision. It's like I heard today, it's going to be a real game time decision because of an oblique injury. So that sucks. Debo, he's got a high ankle sprain.
He's gonna be out for a few weeks, yeah. But the good thing is that looked a lot scarier than it was.
And they're playing Seattle, so it's a division game. Is that who they play? Seattle.
Yep, Seattle tomorrow.
It sucks that they got to do that on Thursday, on a week where maybe it's not a game time decision if they're playing Saturday or Sunday. So it'll be interesting.
Well, It's interesting because you look at like the teams right now in the top 5, right, for all of us, because we have the same top 5. It's just like switched around, right?
Yeah.
But we still have the same teams. All of those other teams have amazing QBs right now. Jalen Hurts, MVP frontrunner. Joe Burrow, of course. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. The 49ers are the only one that's not, but they are arguably the most balanced team that's on there, competing with the Bengals and the Eagles.
Correct. And people are like, why did you put the Chiefs ahead of the Bengals? Because the Bengals beat the Chiefs. Well, the Chiefs went in to Denver and beat the Broncos in their best game. So I had to give the Chiefs credit for just beating a near juggernaut offense my Broncos deployed against them. So that was my thinking there. Sorry, Bengals fans. Also, I want to see how Cincinnati responds with Trey Hendrickson's injury.
That's going to be big, yeah.
They're going to just club that thing up? They're going to just give him a club hand? I think so. I think if you have a broken bone in the NFL and you're like man enough to play through it, you should get a hard cast wherever that broken bone is, and it becomes a weapon now.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Could you put a bayonet on it?
Whoa. If you're playing against quarterbacks I don't like, yes.
Perfect.
You're Who's the QB that week?
That's it.
Give him a knife.
They are able to pack the cast full of ice like boxers trying to like rig the fight.
It's wrapped in barbed wire.
They're just like, what's up? Is this not cool? Is this all right? I thought this was regulation. It's fine. All right, so looking at this thing here. Okay, so yeah, our 1 through 5, they're just mixed around a little bit. But nothing I can't hate on that. I just had the Bengals a little higher just because I think that they are about a very balanced football team right now. Yep, 5 is there. Okay, good. I'm trying to keep our 6. We have this exact same. We got the Cowboys at 6, and they took a little bit of a tumble because of the Texans. That was closer than it should have been. Yep. The Dolphins, I have at 7. I didn't drop them as far, but you put them right at 10. And I completely can understand why.
You broke my heart, Miami.
Yeah.
You broke my heart. I go out on a limb, make a whole video about Tua. I serve you up the Chargers, Miami. The most inconsistent team in NFL history, basically, the Chargers. They're a Super Bowl team every year, but they don't even make the fucking playoffs. And in prime time, you can't do anything against them. Your offense was just bad. It was your worst offensive game. I never wanted to see a Dolphin win so bad in my life. And I grew up hating Dan Marino. I hated him. Now I like him, but so you let me down, Miami. So I dropped you to 10. But I did take 10 off the curse wheel. So you were safe, Miami. You were safe.
You took it off?
I put in 11.
What?
I put on 11 instead of 10. Why not?
So who got cursed this week?
Number 9, almost 11. So the Chargers got cursed.
Oh,
so there I am doing you another solid, Miami. Another solid.
So yeah, Miami, they're falling down the hole. The 49ers may have broken them, and they're playing in what might be a blizzard on Saturday night in Buffalo. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
The Lions, you have all the way at 7. I put them at, and it's so funny. Like they still have a losing record.
Yeah.
But they're like their momentum. I think it's gonna be so tough to deny it. Like their momentum is good. The defense has gotten better. The offense is playing well. And listen, it's easy when you're going up against the paper bag defense of the Vikings, even though we only scored 3 points, but don't talk about that. Like or 7 points. I don't remember what it was at this point. Yeah, it's easier, but the real game is going to be this week. Like I want to see how they go up against the Jets. Like seeing how good that offense is. Here's a really good defense for you to face off.
Yeah.
All problems, they're already gone. Broncos are the 3rd team eliminated from the postseason. They're gone already.
Yes, the Lions-Jets game, that will be fun. In the power rankings, I said like the Lions are the exact team the NFL wants every NFL team to be.
Yeah.
And that's have a really good offense and a porous defense because every game is going to be good. Wait, what's that shit? What was that? What was that? Perna's going to be the old man yelling at kids playing in this. You dang right I am.
You stay off my lawn.
You get back inside and play your video games, kids. I don't want to see your faces.
Get love in their first Sunday.
Get love in their.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like Jordan Love for a second. I was like, what? Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. Listen, the Panthers, they just have to win, and the Buccaneers, who are playing the Bengals, have to lose. The Panthers are playing the Steelers, but.
Yeah,
which could
the
be
Panthers won 2 games in a row. Okay, we know.
They're the only team in the South with a win streak.
We know. We're going to get it.
Yeah, they ain't the worst anymore. They've been better. They've definitely been better. I don't want to tell you. I posted it. It's just bold flavor. Savory. All right, Perna, they're not as ridiculous. I mean, it's still 14, but it's not as ridiculous. You still keep the Jets up there, huh?
Yeah, because I'm just impressed with the Jets defense. And I think they are better with Mike White. They just ran into the Bills. The Bills are a all-around better football team.
Yeah.
And even though they didn't, get the win again, they played that game tough. They're just a tough football team. So, and I think I give them a little credit for Mike White's performance as well. Like just playing through death, really.
Yeah, I was about to say death.
Like he was basically dead that game. And just kept coming back he was like Rasputin. And I like it.
Rah.
Yeah, I like the toughness. And they're better with him on offense. They just played the Bills. You can't beat them. Come on, it's the Bills, guys.
I mean, they beat the Bills before Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but that's because Buffalo's like, we don't even got to try against this schlub.
And then they realize, oh crap, we do.
Like, oh god, their defense is legit. We're not used to this.
It's fair.
And I think if Tom Brady does leave and comes back next year, it's either for the Raiders or the Jets. Those are my 2 predictions.
Jets would be
Garrett Wilson. All those young weapons, that great defense. Although I don't know if he would like to play for a coach that is indeed sexier than him.
Or does the prophecy come true and he just goes to Miami?
No.
Dude, Tyreek Hill. I mean, they wanted him, right? That was the whole thing. I don't know. Like
that's over. They got Tua.
And what were we just talking? I'm just saying.
No.
Just saying.
Tom Brady would go to the Jets and they would miss the Super Bowl and he would demand that Robert Saleh resign. And so he could put in his own coach.
And it's Sean Payton.
That's where he's at. You know what else is annoying too?
What grinds your gears, Perna?
What grinds my gears about this Brady feller? All week, he's been filleted by sports media because he hung out on the field after the game and talked to the opposing players, the 49ers players, and signed the football. One time in his career, he doesn't act like a whiny little baby after a loss. Exactly one time. And they're like, how can you not like Tom Brady? Have you literally forgot about every single time he acted like a punk after a loss? It's his whole career. Now that he's old and defeated and getting soft, he should be applauded for staying after the. No. I don't forget that. I don't forget that. Please.
Nick Foles doesn't forget.
Yeah. He just got his ass kicked. And the media's like still calling him the GOAT all day long. You know what happened after Russell Wilson played like crap after one game? Kyle Brandt calls him a poser, a human pile of garbage. Brady been playing like shit all year. He's still the GOAT. F it, man. It pisses me off. God, I hate him.
But that's the thing. Do you hate him or do you hate how he's being covered? Because let's be fair. It's not
because his personality sucks on top of it.
Brady also can't control how the media. And listen, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I'm just saying. He
controls the media.
I'm just saying. Like, but it gets clicks. Like, that's the problem. Like, that's the issue. And you know it is.
Being nice to Brady gets the clicks?
No. Oh, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, we're talking about stupid Skip. I never watch him. Ever.
I'm just saying, Brady's personality is as fake as Russell Wilson, and he's never taken heat for it.
I want Tom Brady to go to Denver so badly. I want him to go to the Denver Broncos so
Brady got drunk one time after a Super Bowl, and everybody's like, he's a real guy. No, he's not. He's a robot. He's a robot.
He gets drunk one time.
I'm saying after one bad game. Josh, don't put words in my mouth, Josh. They both played pretty bad all season. Only difference is Brady has passing yards. Ooh, yards. Freaking get me started on this.
I'm pretty sure, buddy. I'm pretty sure we got started already. Like it's gone.
Let me get finished on this clown.
Listen. I just think that
I've obviously got a lot of pent up anger about.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Again, if he goes to the Perna, it's gold. You put out one reaction video, it's getting 1 million views. I'm just saying.
Buccaneers offense, 17.2 points per game. 5th worst in the league.
They would still say that he hates people. So.
Yeah, he's got a couple more touchdowns now. Why? Because he throws 1-yard passes to Mike Evans in the end zone. Big whoop.
Honestly, they're not even really throwing to Mike Evans anymore.
Yeah. Throws an 8-yard pass to Julio Jones, who rips it for 30 yards. Everybody's like, Julio's back. That was the last time I remember him touching the ball.
Oh, boy. So sorry to hear that, Sarah. Hope you're doing well soon. Yeah, it really is Perna's therapy session. 1,000,000%. Listen, you just get all the anger monkeys off your back because obviously they're hanging on there right now. They're hanging on pretty tight.
Tom does charge me by the hour for this show.
Just like, how much you making super chats?
You ever notice how I try to get out of the show before an hour and Tom wants it to go over? He gets to charge me for 2 hours if we go over.
It's true. I learned from my therapist.
Yeah.
All right. So we're not too far off with the power rankings.
No.
We do know that. Yeah, the Ravens, I still have them hanging around because
what do you make of the Ravens?
Dude, they're such a weird ass football team.
They are.
They are so weird. I will say now that J.K. Dobbins is back, like that is going to help significantly. I don't know what QB they're on right now. Like, are they on like their 25th string? But their defense is playing solid, and but Trubisky, they beat the crap out of them. So
the Ravens and 49ers winning with their 3rd and 4th string QBs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's odd.
No, I think like J.K. Dobbins is the real difference to me. And
I agree.
We haven't seen him and Lamar both play well at the same time. And if Lamar can get healthy and we continue to see J.K. Dobbins do what he did last week,
it'll be better.
And they're going to be they're going to be a scary team in the postseason. Yeah. Also, that was the last time we won.
That ain't wrong, Joseph. That ain't wrong. Yeah. That ain't wrong. That was a good point, Perna. That was agreeing with your point.
Yeah.
So, All right, Brandon. Let's get down to business. Baker Mayfield did win NFC Offensive Player of the week.
Nice.
So, like everybody predicted. Yeah, it was a good
hey,
chance.
And the GPS before, we were talking about how this is a good situation for Baker.
Yep. 100%.
And don't get me wrong, this is one game. I think it actually benefited that he had just gotten there. It's like the opposing team's not really able to prepare for that. We'll see what he can do with McVay now and how he plays for the rest of the season. It's like an audition for.
We'll see how he plays on Monday.
Yeah. Ooh, is it the Packers? Oh,
last time he was at Lambeau, he threw like 4 interceptions. So that is again, I feel like you're crazy if you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's definitely some downsides. The problem is, and this is segueing into the next little thing I want to talk about, because I want to talk about Kyler Murray, who's officially out for ACL, which, I mean, good God, it looked bad. But we saw the Cardinals get into a situation where they paid Kyler Murray, and like he had like a solid body of work. It wasn't like amazing. He's super athletic, hasn't really like done a ton, but it was stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like, well, are we going to sign him and extend him and pay him a lot of money because that's just what the market dictates? Or do we let him go? And they decided to extend him. Now he's going to be missing potentially all of next season, right? So he's going to be out for quite some time, unfortunately. Cliff Kingsbury is not a good coach. I want to talk about this is going to save his job. Like, is it going to be like, oh, well, now they're definitely going to suck because they have Colt McCoy. But now the Ravens find themselves in which Lamar's coming off some injuries, hasn't had the best season, started off pretty strong. Is it going to be a similar thing? I would rather pay Lamar than pay Kyler, to be completely honest. But
Lamar's done way more.
Yeah, so I'd rather do that. But I think the Ravens are crazy to let him go. But the market is going to be really high for him because that there are 10 teams that would jump on Lamar Jackson and be like, yep, absolutely, we'll take him.
Lamar Jackson traded from the Ravens to the Patriots for Mac Jones and a first-round pick. Belichick gets a weapon at QB. John Harbaugh shifts entire gears, goes to the most boring quarterback on earth from one of the most electric. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I would pay Lamar too, but you brought up like Kyler. This offseason, which quarterbacks got paid? Kyler Murray.
Yep.
Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers got weird, short little.
He got paid. Money. No, he got paid. Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers he's got 22 touchdown passes this year. He's climbed out of the depths of hell to be a top 5 TD passer. But like Kyler Murray, 14 touchdown passes. Russell Wilson, 11 touchdown passes. Even Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady just sitting there with 17 TD passes. So it's been bizarre. Like those were the 2 biggest contracts, and neither one of them looked good this season. Like both Kyler and Russ have played worse. Russ worse than he's ever played, and Kyler, like he hit a peak. And then they got that deal done, and it's just been. Now is that Cliff? I think a big part of that's coaching. A big part of it seems like Kyler's kind of stubborn. I think you'd need to find the right fit with him, and they can succeed. But the Cardinals are interesting, not for good reasons. But.
No, not in a good reason. But they extended all their people. Like that's the issue. They extended everybody. So now, like, okay, sure, you can fire Cliff Kingsbury. Are they going to do it? I mean, they should have already, but they're paying him for a while. Kyler Murray has a massive extension. And again, he's probably not going to play next year. So, yeah, it's a problem. Like, it's the Cardinals are in a bad spot. It's basically like the worst case scenario because they're like, you know what? Let's take a shot. Let's go. Lamar would be fun on the Falcons. That is very, very true. Like, let's take a shot. Why not? And then the worst case scenario happened. You didn't play really great. The coaching continues not to be better. And now your star QB, who you just paid a lot of money to, is probably not going to play for the next season and a half. So, not great if you're the Cardinals.
And, like, we haven't really even talked about, like, Marquise Brown at all this season.
No.
For Arizona. And he had, like, one crazy game early in the season. Who was
he was hurt too. Like,
yeah, it was against the Rams. He had in a loss, but he had 14 catches for 140 yards. Just 3 TDs this season. Injury issues. They got Hopkins back. It's like whatever the Cardinals do in terms of personnel, it just doesn't really work out. You know what I mean? Like James Conner comes back after all those touchdowns. He battles through some injuries this year, not as effective as he was last year. JJ Watt is always on and off injured. It's just like, don't go to Arizona. It's not going to work out. That's my advice.
Yeah, no, I would.
Don't go there.
But now, like, they're also in a weird spot because they're still paying DeAndre Hopkins lots of money too. Like, they have these weapons, but it's like, well, now, like, who's going to run your offense? You don't believe in your coaching. You don't have your star QB. What do you do? So they are going to be in trouble for a bit now. Like, next season's probably not going to go well for the Cardinals. And then after that, it's just questions. Because let's say you fire Cliff Kingsbury. You're going to bring somebody in. They're not going to work with Kyler immediately. It's kind of going to be like a transitional year. So it's going to be like, okay, like, we try to do some stuff, but we don't have our, like, what are you going to roll Colt McCoy again all year? Like, I'm just saying, like, next season's going to be.
I know what they do. The solution is simple. The Arizona Cardinals just signed Carson Strong to their practice squad. This was the gent I was hoping the Broncos would go after before they signed Russell Wilson. You know who you have in Colt McCoy. Leave Carson Strong on the roster for a week. Let him learn some shit. Then start Carson Strong. See if you got a guy that you can play with and win with next season that will be cheap. Because you're not gonna win consistently with Colt McCoy.
No.
So take a guy who is a really good college quarterback, has a weird knee thing that people are worried about. He played through it. All season, and he was good. So just play him. Just take it. Like, you got him sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Play Carson Strong. See what happens. He's from Nevada. He already knows how to play in the freaking desert. It's like,
Makes sense. Makes sense. But I don't know, man. The Cardinals, like, their future outlook does not look good.
They make a trade for Gardner Minshew.
Maybe. But, like, what's really interesting, though? The Rams are in that same spot. They kind of are. Like, they mortgaged their future. They were the lucky ones. They got their Super Bowl because many try and they don't wind up with the same success. So now, like, Stafford, his entire career is up in the air, unfortunately. Like, I hope he's okay, and I hope he's able to play football again. But, like, that's a concern. You have mega contracts here. Aaron Donald was flirting with retirement in the offseason. So we'll see what happens with that. McVay, right? That wasn't that earlier on this year. He's like, oh yeah, I might retire too. Like, there was rumors that, like, he might leave. And now, okay, you have Baker. I don't know if you're going to consistently win with Baker, but you're not going to win this year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. So now it's like, okay, what the hell you do there? Like, their outlook is not looking so great. So, like, that's 2 teams in the West who are, like, in this, like, weird limbo rebuild kind of thing. And then you have, like, with some major contracts, then you have the Seahawks. Who knows what's going on with that? Rumors I saw, like, they want to get a deal done with Geno, but then you might have other teams who are going to, like, start to, like, throw their hat in the ring. You're going to have a high draft pick from the Broncos. So, like, do you go after a franchise QB or do you trade that down? But they have some pieces that are there. It's just their defense is garbage.
I just realized we possibly don't know who a single starting quarterback will be in the NFC West next year.
Yeah. I mean,
you got Jimmy G, you got Geno, you got Baker, you got Trey. Stafford, because Kyler can't start.
Yep.
So we don't know who it'll be. Arizona for sure.
Yep.
Don't know Seattle. I think it will be Geno. There is, because Stafford has the concussions and then a spinal contusion. Like, if I ever got a spinal contusion editing YouTube videos, you would never see me edit another YouTube. I'd be like, done. No more of this shit. And Stafford's got the money. He's got the ring. If he feels like he doesn't want to put his body through it, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy could end up being the starter for the 49ers next year, depending how the rest of this season goes.
I don't think so. I think Trey Lance is going to...
you can't say that yet. If he takes him to the Super Bowl and wins,
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think you put Trey Lance in there and you have a really good like Super Bowl winning backup.
No, you stick with Brock. You trade Trey.
See, but they gave up too much for him.
Not
unless you could get.
It doesn't matter
here's
if you win the Super Bowl.
Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a free agent, right? I think he's going to go to a team like the Jets. We talked about this before. I think that just makes a lot of sense, right? I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be on the 49ers next year. I just don't, because Brock Purdy has emerged. Now, if Brock Purdy like starts to like collapse, which I don't think he's going to, then maybe they get rid of him. But right now, if he wins the Super Bowl or takes him really far, yeah, you put in Trey Lance. And then if he doesn't do well, then you potentially trade him off and do Purdy. But it makes no sense. Like, he's going to be a backup.
Disagree. If you find a quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with.
You can't.
Yeah, you can. It doesn't matter what you gave up. You got the same thing. You got the guy to take you the distance. You got the guy.
Nick Foles with the Eagles. Nick Foles is a backup, won them a Super Bowl. They didn't hold on to him at all. Why the hell would they do that? When Carson Wentz came back. I'm not saying it was the right decision. I'm not saying it was the wrong
because they had
either.
2 quarterbacks that they weren't sure about.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the point is if this was just like, they drafted Trey Lance in the 3rd round or something, you were 100% right. But they gave up the farm to go get Trey Lance. You have to start him. You have to at least see what you have in him. You have to.
You don't have to, because you've got the guy in his place and you got him for nothing.
I know.
Now,
but the guy you have on your team was not for nothing. So you're just going to sit there and be like, oh, we lost all that value. That sucks. That's what I'm saying. You're going to keep Lance and Purdy because they're both
Super
cheap.
Bowl, it doesn't matter.
They're both cheap. That's why. So it's fine. Like, it's not the worst problem to have because they're both cheap. But I'm saying I think that they're going to put Lance out there first.
If you win a Super Bowl with quarterback X and his name is not Trent Dilfer, he deserves to start the next season. That's it. Dilfer's the only one who didn't earn a...
So let's go through this scenario. Brock Purdy wins a Super Bowl, right?
Uh-huh.
What the hell do you do with Trey Lance? He's your backup now?
You send him to jail. You send him to Alcatraz. And you say, this is where you're living. We're not going to pay you. Here's some food. Yes. Smell you later.
True. Again, this is why they could keep them both. I'm just talking about starting. They should keep them both. It makes no sense for them not to because they're both on rookie deals.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if I'm the 49ers and I look at this season, if you win with Brock Purdy, that's a huge if. We've seen 1 game from him. I'm not saying he's definitely the guy, but let's just say he wins the Super Bowl. You come back, he starts next season. Trey Lance is the backup behind Brock Purdy. Mm-hmm. Things go south with Brock. Trey Lance comes back in. You figure out what you got with him. Because this season taught the 49ers you can't have enough quarterbacks on your roster. If I'm San Francisco, I win the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. I bring back Brock. I bring back Jimmy G. And I keep Trey Lance. Because
why would you bring back Jimmy Garoppolo?
2 of those guys are going to be hurt. We don't know when and for how long. You keep all 3.
That's what I'm saying.
And fuck it. Bring back Nick Mullins, too. Put him on the practice squad. Put
Kurt Benkert
there as well. Get 5 QBs on the practice squad ready to go.
Again, I'm just saying, I don't think an NFL organization would just say, yeah, we start Brock Purdy. Because even if, let's go again, best case scenario, they win a Super Bowl. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'll give you another example, Tom. Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe.
I understand.
Brock Purdy.
They ain't Bill Belichick. I'm sorry, they're not Bill Belichick. All I'm saying,
Purdy in 1 game is light years ahead of where Brady was when he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots.
I'm just saying, I think that what they would do is they're going to start Lance until they know what they have in him.
Okay, you can think that. Because it might be right.
Because if you win the Super Bowl, then you got really nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Like, do you think, you're going to go back to the Super Bowl again with Brock Purdy?
If I win with Brock Purdy, I trade Trey Lance. This is me if I'm a GM. I trade Trey Lance for some more draft capital, which 49ers could use.
Which, how much are you going to get for him? Because he's played how many games?
No, you'll get some value. Somebody will want him.
But for the amount that you put into
you're not getting back what you gave up.
I'm saying they have to at least evaluate him. They have to. It's Jordan Love. Like the Packers. Listen.
Trade him to the Packers.
Packers.
Trade him to Green Bay is what I say.
I hate you
the Lance Love battle. And the Packers deal Aaron Rodgers to somewhere he wants to go. Well, he would want to go to the 49ers, so that...
No, he's not going to... oh, my God. I can't... This whole offseason is going to be a nightmare. But it's Jordan Love, right? I mean, like, again, they're going to say, like, yeah, we're going to claim your fifth-year option. Sorry. And Love can request a trade all he wants, but it doesn't matter. The Packers could say no. I don't know. I think that they haven't done it for the amount that they've sunk into him. They just haven't done a fair evaluation of him.
No, I agree with that.
And that's
but
why...
when has fair ever applied to the NFL? Except for the catch.
Again, I understand sunk cost fallacy. I get it. I think that it's just gonna be too much. It's good. For them to say, like, yeah, let's roll with Brock Purdy now. I could be very wrong. I could be very, very wrong. I just think the 49ers wouldn't.
I respect that you have incorrect opinion. I respect it.
I want Tom Brady to go to your team so badly.
I hate you.
I want Tom Brady to go there.
Don't you dare.
So
Don't you
badly.
dare.
You know what? And I want him to rebrand everything. Hey, you thought Russell Wilson was bad? No. It is going to be... Real quick, before we put up the playoff things, can we do the clinching scenarios? It's on that tweet that I put in the... I put it in the rundown.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Ian Rappaport tweet.
Ian Rappaport.
Yes.
I'm going to start calling him Ian.
Now it's Igor.
Noshosky.
All right. So real quick, this is what we're looking at week 15. So the Bills can clinch a playoff berth. All they have to do is win against Miami, who's struggling right now, plus then a bunch of ties. Kansas City could clinch not only a playoff berth, but could also clinch the division title. They just need the Chargers to lose or they need to win. And they're playing the Texans. So, yeah, I think
so the Chiefs have clinched the division. All right.
I think that they'll be all right there. So that's AFC. So really you could just have two. So right now, the only team who has clinched a playoff spot in the NFL is the Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't clinched their division yet, but they've clinched a playoff spot. So here you could just have two teams from the AFC, and it's the top two teams. And then here, the Cowboys, if they win against Jacksonville, which actually might be a tougher game,
Oh yeah, that's going to be a game.
They've been playing. So they just need to win, or they have like Seattle loss and all that great stuff. Minnesota. So either Detroit loses against the Jets or Minnesota wins against the Colts. I am a diehard Colts fan. I want the Lions to win the division. I do.
And the game's on Saturday. Jeff Saturday on a Saturday.
Yep,
we haven't had that
Saturday. Yep.
What's going to happen?
Then San Fran is easy. They can clinch the entire division already just by winning against the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
So they just have to win Thursday, and then that's it.
Ooh, sexy.
So.
Okay.
So those are the ones that I just wanted to go over that.
Yeah, no, that's helpful.
Okay.
Oops, no.
So let's take a gander at this playoff picture here. So, Perna, what I wanted to talk about are the teams that are currently there, the top 7 teams. Which ones you see no longer being there? Like, which ones have the best shot of not being there? For me, right now, easiest one, Giants. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. I don't think that the Giants, I think that this is the hardest part of their schedule. They're going to start playing some good teams. They're playing the Commanders on Sunday night. They just have too many injuries. Their secondary, I'm pretty sure they're on their 18th string corner.
Yeah.
It's rough.
That's fair. They didn't even make the power rankings 14. So I think Giants, they're not going to make it. The other team that has a very good chance of not making it is the Buccaneers. And I'm not saying they won't. Okay. Panthers are a game back.
So right now,
that spot isn't as secure as we thought it was.
It's not, because they're playing the Bengals, who I think the Bengals should win that game. So if they lose, and the issue is the Panthers and the Falcons. The Falcons are going to be starting Desmond Ridder this week, so they're going up against the Saints. The Panthers are going up against the Steelers, which is just a really good defense. So it's just a matter of, can another team in the South actually just win a few games? Yeah. Because the Buccaneers should lose against the Bengals. Then they have the Cardinals, who honestly, they're probably going to beat the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals are just not good. Then they have the final 2 games are the most pivotal. They got the Panthers and then they got the Falcons. So it kind of is in the hands of the Panthers and Falcons if they're going to potentially do something.
Yeah.
So
the Panthers can do it. They do have to play the Lions, so they're not going to win that game. But I believe in the Buccaneers' ability to lose. I'm not sure the Titans spot is safe anymore because Jacksonville's playing better. They're 5-8, so what? They're 2 games back. Little worried about the Dolphins, and the Patriots got the Raiders this week. That's a fun matchup. Josh McDaniels going against his old team. When he was with the Broncos, he, of course, did beat Bill Belichick. That was like the only nice thing he did for us.
That was the Super Bowl. So real quick, so I do want to talk about the Panthers. So they have the Steelers, the Lions, the Buccaneers, and the Saints. So it's not the easiest of schedules left for them. And they're, if they win again, so they're going to be like neck and neck with the Buccaneers, I think, or like just a game back if they both lose. But the Panthers have been playing much better. They're running the football. Like when they started playing against the Falcons and when I streamed that Thursday night game, I was like, oh, okay. Like that's a different thing. They're playing good defense. They have a strong run game and they're not doing anything super fancy. They're just like, yeah, we're just going to run it down your throat, which the Seahawks definitely couldn't stop. And I'm saying against teams, like it's going to be tough against the Steelers, but against teams like the Lions, they may have a shot. Going against the Bucks, the Buccaneers defense is not there anymore. So like, I feel like there is a shot.
Yeah.
It's just going to be tough. It's just going to be going up against some better defenses. Like, are they going to
There's no easy path to the playoffs for any of these bubble teams.
Correct. But you know who could make the playoffs? I'm just saying if the Giants lose 3 out of their 4 games, okay, which looking at their schedule, I think is very possible because they have the Commanders, the Vikings, the Colts, and the Eagles. So if they win against the Colts, I think they're going to get blown out by the Eagles unless they've clinched. The Vikings and then the Commanders, they could. And if the Packers win out, which, hear me out, the Rams, winnable game. I'm not going to say it's going to happen because I'm not gonna say, but the Rams. Then they have the Dolphins, who have not been playing as well. Tyreek Hill is going to kill us. I know it. I know it's going to be bad. Probably not going to beat them. Then we have the Vikings and the Lions.
You will win 2 of those games. You will not beat the Lions.
I did say we were going to only win 1 of our next 4 games, but now I don't feel as bad about some of these games. Like the Vikings, maybe we could. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe.
Finish 9-8. It'll be a chore. I mean, I wouldn't bet against Rodgers, but we'll see.
Listen, Romeo Doubs apparently is healthy, so him and Christian Watson on the field at the same time. Just saying.
Could be spicy.
And Kaylee believes in it, so because again, she's lost a bet or she has been kidnapped. So
Kaylee knows. She knows how to curse a team.
But yeah, so the teams I'm worried about the most right now, the Giants 1,000,000%. I think they're going to get kicked out of there. They'll be replaced by a team like the Lions, I think. The Lions need the Commanders to start losing. They need that. But the Commanders, they kind of have a weird schedule. They're playing up against a divisional matchups for the rest of the season.
I think in the NFC, 2 of the teams currently in the postseason will not be there. Whether that's Giants, Bucks, Giants, Commanders, don't know. But I think the Seahawks are a better team than the Commanders. I think the Lions are a better team than the Commanders. I feel like
both those teams are better than
either the Giants or the Commanders to get there. We're not Seattle. We stopped talking about them
because their defense is trash.
Yeah,
their defense is so bad.
Yes,
they can't stop the run like at all.
And they had some injuries to running backs, and they can't run the ball right now. So,
can we talk about the Dolphins for a hot second?
Yeah.
So, Dolphins fans be panicking a little bit. They're 8-5. Their remaining schedule: the Bills, gonna be real tough.
Yeah.
Packers probably won't be as tough. Patriots, they should be able to win, and then they play the Jets. Ooh. That'll help. Renfro can run into Devontae Adams again.
Mm.
Like, that's not the easiest stretch. And, like, if they lose this week, they'll be 8-6. And all of a sudden, things will start. Like, how bad is Jeff Wilson's injury? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know he was hurt.
No, yeah, he left early in that game against the Chargers. Let's see. Jeff Wilson injury. Let's see. Nothing significantly ruled out. Okay, all right. So they're saying that. Was he saying rule?
He was probably fine, but the Dolphins have to take everything extra cautious because of how they nearly let Tua die this year.
He didn't practice a couple days ago, but yeah. Listen, we're going. So yeah, I think the Dolphins could be in trouble, but they have avoided worst case scenario. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the Dolphins they're in a position where if they do get into the playoffs, it's going to be because they have been battle tested these final 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So if they get in, I think as long as they stay healthy, they're in a good position because it means they've won some really tough games down the stretch.
Sure.
And that's really what you want when you're heading into the postseason.
Accurate.
But they've got a chance to be bounced, as do the Patriots. The Chargers are a team that,
if their defense shows up,
could get healthy right when they need to. With Slater and Bosa coming back at the very end of the season, we saw how much of a difference Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both being on the field for their offense makes. So I can't trust the Chargers.
I think it's impossible. They're just so inconsistent, and their defense impressed me. They have the Titans, Colts, Rams, Broncos. They actually have a very winnable schedule. I think I had originally picked the Titans because of the offensive line, but like Herbert, they were blitzing them all the time and it was fine. But yeah, I mean, they should be able to beat the Colts. They should be able to beat the Rams. Then the Broncos, they just need them to muff some punts again.
See what happens when they play us, baby.
I mean, maybe you are the one who's going to decide if the Chargers make it into the playoffs or not.
Yeah. The Broncos actually have 2 winnable games in the next 2 weeks. The Cardinals and the Rams.
There you go.
And then we go Chiefs, Chargers. So if there's any saving that draft pick, making it worse for the Seahawks, you got to beat the Cardinals and the Rams. That Rams game will probably be huge for a little bit of draft seeding for the Seahawks there. But
yeah.
It's going to get wild. There's some...
Dude, these next 4 weeks are going to get crazy. Like, it's going to be a sprint. So, yeah. I'm excited for it, though, because this is when, like, the season gets really, really interesting. Because, listen, as people who also, like, create it, there's definitely, like, a wall you hit. And it's like, okay, like, you get to that, like, week 11 to, like, 15 mark, and you're like, eh. But now, like, after this week, it's going to be like, okay, like, these are the teams that are going to be fighting. Oh, yeah, we're charging for the second hour now. That's why.
Oh, damn it.
We got him. That's right, baby. And guess what? There is a copay.
Ooh.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Brandon, what do you got coming out today, bud?
I think I just have a short today. Yes.
We got anything?
Because I'm working on a Jared Goff video for tomorrow.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah. Well, Jared Goffy.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody beats Goff. Nobody.
Today, I got predictions coming out. Week 15 predictions. And I don't know if it's going to be a short or if it's going to video, but it is going to come out. It's already written. If Russell Wilson was your roommate.
I'd rather live with him than Tom Brady.
Can't wait for him to be starting QB of Denver next year. I can't wait.
Can't wait.
But folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, maybe potentially joined by one very special guest. We'll kind of see how that goes. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GPS. And you have been navigating.